Good morning, YouTubers. Thank you for watching, and I hope you subscribe. This is my first cooking video. I found a really good recipe. When I'm at my office, I have a desktop computer, and I do research for different recipes that would be easy to cook on a boat. And I found a really good recipe that at this point I've made probably 6 or 7 times. It's called sauteed shrimp with pineapple. And what I do is when I find a recipe, I save it in my Dropbox at the office, and then when I come down to the boat, I'm able to access Dropbox using my laptop. And so I can just pull the recipe up. I don't have to worry about printing anything. So what we're cooking is sauteed shrimp with pineapple. What we need is 2 tablespoons unsalted butter, but I use salted butter because I like the saltiness. We need actually 4 tablespoons because I'm doubling. I need 2 teaspoons of fresh garlic grated, but what I use instead is just the garlic bits you find in a jar, and I use 2 teaspoons of that. 2 teaspoons of fresh ginger grated, which I did buy some fresh ginger, but what I've used in the past, because I haven't had fresh ginger on the boat, is I have some seasoning in a jar, ginger in a jar, and I put about a teaspoon of the ground ginger in the recipe. We need a teaspoon of crushed red pepper flakes, which everyone usually has those on hand, but we got ours from Kirkland. Half a teaspoon of kosher salt. I use pure sea salt. A cup of fresh pineapple diced, and what I've used in the past, we did go buy a fresh pineapple, but I usually have a 16-ounce can of pineapple, which I chop them up a little more and then add those. We need a pound of medium raw shrimp cleaned, which I have here, and ignore the paper bag. We cut these shrimp last night. Just kidding. We need 4 fresh thyme sprigs, which I did pick these from. We're growing our own herbs on the boat. They're up on the front of the boat. Maybe I can ask my captain to go up there and take a picture of them. All our seasonings or herbs up there. And we also need 4 tablespoons of fresh lemon juice. And we are growing a lemon tree on our boat, a miniature lemon tree. This one's not quite ripe, but it's starting to turn yellow, so rather than go back to the store, I just decided to pick this one off the tree. And I'm going to now go chop everything up, and we'll start cooking. Alright, so first thing I'm going to do is prepare the pineapple. And I'm going to remove the top, and I have found a great way to cut pineapple, but I left it at the office. So I'm going to do this the very old-fashioned way, which is cut the bottom off and cut the top off after I pull off the structure at the top. And then I'm just going to cut down the sides. Maybe throw one more. What I like about this recipe is I've had a little more of some things and less of others, and sometimes I haven't even had an ingredient. Like sometimes I haven't had lemon juice, or another time I didn't have ginger. The recipe tastes the best if you have all the ingredients, because all of the flavors complement each other. But it still tastes really good if you are missing an ingredient. I think the only thing you probably can't go without is the shrimp and the pineapple. Well, 2 things. Okay, that's about a cup of pineapple right there. And we'll save the other half of the pineapple to snack on.
Okay, so now you're getting the pan ready to do what?
Okay, I'm going to put it about a medium heat. And first thing I'm going to grab is the 4 tablespoons of butter and melt it in the pan.
4 tablespoons?
Yeah, well, we already gave all the ingredients in the very beginning. So I'm going to grab the butter.
So
and while I wait for the butter to melt, I'm going to real quickly, because I haven't done this part yet, is grate some ginger. Butter melting. It can be really challenging to cook on a boat because there's never enough space.
secret is whenever you do something, I guess, put it up when you're done with it.
Put it away. And it's also helpful to have the kitchen table or galley table cleared off so that you can use it for cooking as well. Okay, so we're melting the butter. And we're going to add the garlic and ginger and cook until soft and fragrant. So there's my ginger. 2 teaspoons of ginger and 2 teaspoons of garlic. Find my wooden spoon. Start stir frying them a little bit. So the recipe says cook until soft and fragrant. I just cook it for maybe a couple of minutes. It's starting to look like it's browning a little, so I'm going to go ahead and add my flakes. I'm going to add a teaspoon of crushed flakes.
That's the red peppers.
Yes, crushed red pepper. I'm going to stir that around. I think I will turn the heat down just a little bit. Yeah, that's a
Another
little
one,
high.
yeah.
That one about medium, maybe medium low for the heat. Okay, and we're going to cook that just for about a minute. Then it says turn the heat to medium high, so I guess I'm going to turn it back up and I'm going to add the pineapple. So we got about a cup, maybe a little more of pineapple. And we are going to cook this about 10 minutes or until it starts to break down while it's cooking. It starts to kind of fall apart a little bit. And remember, that's over a medium-high heat that we're going to do this for 10 minutes. Okay, and while I'm letting the pineapple cook, I'm going to take the thyme sprigs that I just picked, and I'm pulling off the little leaves because I'm going to be sprinkling these on everything when everything is all done. And even though these aren't dry, they come off pretty easily. And these add a really nice flavor on top of all the other flavors.
You can really smell that too.
Yeah, it smells really good. Hey, it's not too much, just 4 sprigs. I'll sprinkle that on top. We got 5 more minutes to go, but as you can see, I'm not overcooking it. Even though it's on medium-high heat, it's not overcooking. Nothing is burning. And you can see the pineapple starting to break down a little bit. Okay, you can see that the pineapple is starting to break down. It's been cooking for about 10 minutes. So now I'm going to add the shrimp that we have peeled. This is a little smaller than the medium size, but it was on sale. It was $3 less per pound. And also keep in mind, you can buy canned shrimp at Trader Joe's or probably somewhere similar and use that instead. Canned shrimp isn't as good as fresh shrimp, but it'll do in a pinch. And now we're going to cook this until the shrimp looks pink and cooked through. and this smells really good right now.
I smell it too.
Wait till we throw the thyme on top. I haven't added any salt to it, even though one of the ingredients says teaspoon of salt. And by the way, keep in mind, when you look at the recipe listed below the video, I've doubled that recipe. So in that recipe it says half teaspoon of salt, but I've doubled it, so I would be putting in a teaspoon of salt, but because I use salted butter instead of unsalted butter, I'm not adding any salt to it. I personally don't care for a lot of salt. The captain prefers his smoked food a little more salty, so he can always add to it. And when we're done with this, it does say in the recipe to put it over couscous. I don't really care to put it over rice or couscous. We try to pretty much follow the paleo diet type of living, and so we've tried to cut back on the amount of bread and rice that we're eating, so we are going to just eat this as is. In fact, I think we've had it over long grain rice rather than couscous because it's just easier to cook.
What is couscous?
I believe it's a type of pasta. Small, tiny little grains of pasta that look like kernels of rice.
I think this would be wonderful over anything you put it on.
Yes, it would.
It is really, really good. We actually, at one of the marina parties at the top, up at the picnic table, everybody brought kind of a dish. It was kind of a potluck deal, and we made this, and geez, I think it was gone within a few minutes.
And people didn't stop talking about it for about 2 or 3 weeks. People kept bringing up that spicy shrimp and pineapple. Because I think that's the thing that is surprising about this dish, is you think pineapple and shrimp. It sounds like a kind of a Hawaiian type of meal, maybe a little bland, but it's got a kick in it with the red pepper flakes. And then, of course, the other flavors, the thyme and the lemon juice and the ginger, just all together, all the different flavors really come together to make a nice meal, nice taste. I think this is looking like it's getting done.
You're probably right. So is it ready to sample, first mate?
Yeah, you know, it's looking pretty close to being done.
What do you think?
That is pretty good, and the shrimp is pretty tender. And I think it's time to finish it off and add whatever's left to go in there. Let me get mine removed from heat. So we're going to turn the fire off. If you cook it too long, I mean, it'll be okay, but when you cook shrimp too long, I don't know if you guys know this or not, the shrimp starts to get a little hard. It's like more chewy. So as soon as you think it's done, I would shut the heat off. Finish stirring a little bit. Because that looks pretty good to me. Alright, so we're going to take...
Perfect.
2 tablespoons of lemon juice. So I'm going to use 4 tablespoons. And actually what I'm going to do, because I think a half a lemon is going to be about the right amount, but I'm just going to take a half a lemon. This is another reason why I'm not adding any more salt, is not only did I use salted butter, but I believe the lemon helped take care of any more saltiness.
It does add a nice tang to it.
Let's see how that is.
Okay, what's next?
Okay, so we just added the lemon, and now we're going to sprinkle the thyme. Could have probably used maybe a little more thyme. That looks okay. Actually, what you do, I'm stirring it, but probably I shouldn't be. What you're supposed to do, I think, is put this on top of the couscous or the rice, and then sprinkle thyme. More for a decorative look, although it is going to taste good too. And that is it. You guys have to try it. It's really good. It takes maybe a total of 20 to 30 minutes to make it, and it's worth it. The end. And we'll let the captain have the first try at it.
All right.
Here, let me turn the camera around, please.
Okay. Where's my fork? Let's see. Oh, that's perfect.